The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, Sandy Vicchiani here with Insurance Agency Marketing. I head up our life division here at IAMS and just want to say thank you so much for attending this webinar. Just so greatly appreciate it. A couple things that I want to go over before we hand this off to North American, who is such a friend of IAMS, great company, A-rated, multiple lines of products. So again, before I start this important webinar, thank you everyone for taking time out of your early Monday morning. Greatly appreciate it. Let me show you what IAMS has to offer before we hand this over. So IAMS has something called a business builder, and what that is when you refer an agent over to IAMS and that agent gets contracted, we send you a $50 check as a thank you for getting contracted or for referring that agent. When that agent writes and places business with us, you get 20 basis points on each piece of placed business written thereafter, whether it's life, annuity, med-sup, combination thereof, and that's indefinite. That does not come out of your commission. It does not come out of that referred agent's commission. That comes directly from IAMS as a big thank you for entrusting us with that referral. For all agents here at IAMS, we have something called a marketing reimbursement. So when you place $100,000 in premium with us, we put $100 in a marketing reimbursement account. And kind of think of that as like a business savings account. So if you have business expenses that you've paid for, whether it's a new computer, a website, a seminar, submit that invoice to us. We will pay 50% or up to 50% of that invoice as long as that much money is in that marketing reimbursement account. That marketing reimbursement account continues to build. It carries over each year, so if you don't use it for a year, that's okay. The money will always be there for you. We also have something for our new agents called a new producer builder, and what that is in your first 6 months of getting contracted with us, if you place $100,000 of business in those first 6 months, you can choose a 2-year producer website or a $750 cash bonus. If you'd like to hold off because you think that you will place $300,000 of business with us in your first 6 months, you can choose a $1,500 gift card. You can choose $2,000 as deposited in that marketing reimbursement account I just spoke about, or you can choose a Social Security program and 3,000 piece mailing. If you'd like to hold off because you think, gosh, I'm going to go gangbusters here and place $500,000 of business with IAMS, and again, that's life, annuity, med-sup, long-term care, combination thereof. You can choose a 4,000 piece mailing and seminar coaching with a top producer of ours, Dave Pimper, a 5,000 piece mailing and seminar coaching with another top producer of ours, Matt Gill. Or you can choose my favorite, and it truly is my favorite, is a Ritz-Carlton Travel Rewards Getaway, where you get to choose and create your own travel destination. So again, big thank you for entrusting IAMS with your business in your first 6 months here. We also have strong back office support. We want to try to help you save time and work smarter and not harder on the back end. And what we mean by that is, setting you up on paperless contracting the first time. So you fill out paperwork, you get that submitted, and then anytime after that you want to get contracted, just give us a call. There's no additional paperwork that you need to fill out. Running your life and annuity quotes, sending out forms, doing case design, giving you top sales expertise and coaching and letting you know what would be a good company and good resource for you and your client. And I think the most important thing out of all this is that submission to commission. And what I mean by that is when you submit an application here at IAMS, we will scrub that application, make sure nothing is missing from it, give you a call, let you know if we do need any additional information, and submit that the same day. We follow that case through the underwriting process, and we're touching that case every 3 days. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're calling and bothering you every 3 days. It just means that we're watching that case, making sure that it stays on track to get out the door and get your commission paid to you as quickly as possible. So if you see any of our, like this webinar, for example, or our life and annuity book, our website, newsletters, that all comes from our creative marketing side. You can't be in better hands than Jacob and Sean. So they do such a great job, whether they're helping you with or creating handouts and flyers, any type of brochures, business cards. If you have a logo and it needs to be refreshed, or you don't have a logo, we can get that sent out to you. Your website, again, if you have one or if you don't have one, we'll create and manage that for you. Online newsletters, social media is really big, obviously. And so, for example, if you see any of those advertisements on Facebook, we can help you do that and make sure that we get your name and agency out there. So again, great tool is our creative team. Cannot stress enough to ask for Jacob or Sean, and they'll be more than happy to see how we can help get your name and your agency's name out there. So we have a strong website, and that website is www.iamsinc.com. I go to this website every single day I'm in it. If you're calling me asking for a quote, whether it's a term or UL quote or forms, this is where I'm going. And you too can get those same quotes. So again, pull up quotes, get your forms, current industry links, and news. If you want to look at where our top 5 annuities are for MIGAs, you can pull that up on our annuity grid. It's 24/7 accessible. There's not a time when you're not able to access it. You can pull up our webinar schedule under training. If you like to look at all of our recorded webinars, you can go under there as well. Support, if you'd like to get a quote for your E&O insurance, or you don't have E&O and you need it, click on that. We have a link for you to go to that. So great tool. If you're not registered, I suggest you get registered and kind of take a look around and see what we have to offer. So I'll put out a poll question here. It's on our wealth management side. And when the DOL ruling came out, we thought, it was really important for our agents to try and keep all the revenue in-house with them so their clients don't go outside of them. And so what we did is, by doing that, is increase your revenue. By managed money fees, you're able to offer a full range of products and services because you're viewed differently by your clients. You're viewed as a fiduciary. There is a lot of changes, with that DOL ruling. There is a lot of terminations of part of it, but don't think for a minute that that DOL ruling has gone away. It has not. So if you're concerned, like you don't want to have a Series 65, but you want to be able to capture that revenue, we have ways that you're able to do that. So by checking yes, it's just asking for additional information. We'll make sure to get your questions answered and lead you in the right direction. We also have our Life and Annuity Academy. What a great opportunity. We had one with North American. So what we do for our Life and Annuity Academy, we have agents all across the United States. It's a 2-day training. Our next one is March 11th through the 13th. We'll be having it in Dallas, Texas. We pay for everything from your airfare, lodging, your meals. It's a 2-day really packed training that includes sales ideas and strategies from top producers across the United States. We go over indexed annuities and, what exactly is an indexed annuity, how to unravel them, and when's a good opportunity to use them. We talk about different industry threats and trends and what's coming down in the future that will affect you as an agent and your business. We go over different turnkey seminar systems. So whether you're looking at a seminar where you serve cookies and coffee in a library to your more formal sit-down dinner seminars, large life case marketing with single premium life and the infinite banking concept, different income riders, wealth transfer tools. Again, I can't stress enough, we pay for all of this. We have close to 1,000 agents registered this last time we choose between 35 and 40. By checking yes, again, you're just asking for some additional information, and we'll just make sure that it's a good fit for both you and IAMS. So we have these great companies that offer top commissions. They have great incentives of their own. We here at IAMS thought it was really important to offer our agents an incentive as well. And so what we have is our 2019 Marketing Summit. That is August 25th through the 29th, again, 2019. And that will be at the Ritz-Carlton in Naples, Florida, for both you and a guest. It's a good opportunity to meet the IAMS family and to meet other top producers across the United States. We want to make sure we give everyone ample time to attend, and so we have long invitational periods that start January 1st, 2018. It runs all the way through June 30th of 2019. If you and a guest would like to attend, you can attend by writing and placing a combination of $3 million of annuity premium. You can get there with $1.5 million of Med-Sup premium, $2.25 million of single premium life, $250,000 of life target premium, or $600,000 of long-term care premium. Again, we have several agents that make it. Everyone that leaves just feels like they're just left a family reunion. We hear that often. We would love for you to be able to attend. Again, the only way you can is to make sure you get contracted and start writing and placing business here at IAMS. So what I'm going to do right now is hand this over to AJ Stalin. He is a great friend of IAMS over at North American, and he is going to go over their IUL products and just a couple other great opportunities. If you don't have North American in your back pocket, you absolutely need to. They're a standout company. Their products are competitive. If you're not offering it, there's another agent that will absolutely be showing this to clients. So AJ will be here to go over, again, the opportunities with North American. So AJ?
Yeah, thank you, Sandy. Yes, again, my name is AJ Staffs, and I'm an internal wholesaler here at North American. I've actually been over here for 4 years, and before that, I spent 14 years in the same capacity as Sandy. I worked for a couple different MGAs dealing with life, annuities, long-term care, disability, all those sort of things. So I've dealt with probably about somewhere between 50 to 75 carriers over that period of time before I came over to North American. So I've kind of seen a little bit of everything, know what the agents out there like yourselves are looking for. I definitely want to take this time, first of all, to say, if you're dealing with IAMS, you're in great company because they are a preferred partner here with North American. They get internal resources such as myself, a dedicated new business team, and underwriting team. Not every MGA out there gets that. So first and foremost, like I said, if you're dealing with IAMS, you're in great company. What I want to do today is I want to just take some time, go over the product portfolio that we do have here at North American with a bigger focus on the IUL part of it, not just the products themselves, but I do want to talk a little bit more in layman's terms about each product that we have and where you would use them. And then I also want to let you know about a few other things that we have here at North American beyond the products, more about like the technology part of it, the e-application and all those sort of things. So that's what we're going to go with. Sandy, just want to make sure you can see my screen. It has our products listed up there.
Yep, we sure can. So okay. I would suggest that you expand that is all.
Let me see if I can do that. Maybe I can actually zoom in a little bit. That's probably a little better.
Great. Nope, you're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So really what I want to do is focus on the IULs first and foremost. If you're an insurance agent out there, there's probably quite a few out there that have been dealing with life insurance, but I'm not exactly sure if you're doing term or if you're doing index UL or GUL or what you're doing at this time. But obviously right now in this industry, IUL is big business, right? People are using it for not only the death benefit portion of it, but they're using it for the tax-free distributions via loans. Well, with North American, that's where we really shine, especially when it comes, when we're going up against other carriers, all those sort of things. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the guarantees and all those sort of things after I go through our product portfolio a little bit. So the first product I really want to focus on is the one that's right in the middle. It's called the Builder Plus. Just to let you know, I will get everybody who's on this call, I will get this product portfolio piece out to each one of you. So you'll get this and you'll understand it a little bit better. But the Builder Plus IUL, the one that's right in the middle, this is our newest product. We brought this out earlier this year. This is the Index Universal Life that you would use if your client is looking for sort of a minimal death benefit, but they want to get max cash accumulation for that tax-free retirement, which is obviously huge in the industry right now. And the reason why is because we've put a few bells and whistles on here that really will enhance their cash value. We have very good caps and rates. We have more than 10 index options. We actually have an index multiplier beginning of year 6 of 10%. So I'll kind of explain that really quick what that is. Let's say that you actually choose the S&P 500 annual point to point, and there's a 10% return in year 6. What we do is we're going to multiply that by 10% of that return. So what does that give you? It gives you an additional point. So you're actually going to get a return of 11%. Now, we also have an interest bonus that's guaranteed on this as well, beginning in year 11 of 1%. So that same scenario I just said, where let's say that the return was 10% for the year, S&P 500 annual point to point. Not only do you get that multiplier, where it would be an additional point, you would also get that interest bonus of additional point. Okay, so your client would actually earn 12 for the year on that product. Okay, now, we are going to be using this the majority of the time. For those people who are maybe 20, 30, 40, maybe 50, they have 10, 20, 30, 40 years that they want to be able to put additional premium into for retirement. Okay, retirement distributions via loans. All right, this is going to be the flagship product that we have. All right. Now, the product that you're going to see next to that, it's our Guarantee Builder. To be honest with you, this is my favorite product, and I'm going to tell you why. Because first and foremost, it's used for death benefit protection. Okay, it's for that person who says, hey, I want to pay a minimal amount of money to get a guaranteed death benefit to age 120. Okay, we hear that all the time in the industry. It's huge. It's on quoting engines and all those sort of things. But the difference between this and just your plain GUL is it is still tied to an index. So you get the upside potential because it is tied to an index. Okay, it is an IUL. And sometimes you hear those people say that sell these GULs. They'll say, you know what? The point of the sale for my client and what they were looking for was guaranteed death benefit only. Well, that's great. I understand that. At time of sale, they want a guaranteed death benefit. But think about it this way. What if something changes in 20 years and they don't need that death benefit anymore? With a GUL, there's really no cash value in there. With this Guarantee Builder, which is more of a hybrid between a GUL and an IUL, you get that upside potential so they can actually tap into the cash value at some time down the road. So again, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are using like iPipeline or Vital Quote doing GUL quotes. Our Guarantee Builder will show up on there. And so now you're going to kind of know the difference between our basic custom guarantee, which is our GUL, and then our Guarantee Builder. You get the upside potential with no risk, and you still get that guaranteed death benefit to age 120. And typically, it's only a few extra dollars more than just your plain Jane GUL to get this Guarantee Builder. So I'll tell you right now, what a lot of our advisors are doing, if their client is looking for a GUL, they'll run a GUL quote, then they'll run the Guarantee Builder, and they'll put it right next to each other when they show their client and give them the option. Well, for only a few extra bucks, the client, the majority of the time, is going to choose the Guarantee Builder because of that upside potential. Okay? So that's that in a nutshell. The one next to that is our Rapid Builder IUL. Just like the name implies, it's a rapid buildup of cash because it doesn't have a premium load like most IULs have out there. So where are you going to use this product? You'll use this product if it's like a single pay or a short pay, something like that. You know, where they're maybe doing a 1 pay, 3 pay, 5 pay. They might be a little bit older in their 50s or 60s. They want the rapid buildup of cash and then maybe take distributions 5, 7, 10 years down the road. Okay. what's unique about the Rapid Builder IUL, we have something that nobody else has. It's called the Waiver of Surrender option, and I'll explain what that is. Waiver of Surrender option is for those people out there who have that lazy or dead money, whatever you want to call it, probably sitting in like a CD, money market, checking account, something like that. And if you actually ask them, hey, what are you doing with this money? What do you need it for? And they say, you know what? I don't really touch it. I don't use it at all. But if something ever came up, I'd like to get some access to it. Well, with this waiver of surrender option, you can do that. So let's say that they put $100,000 in, they still get the upside potential, okay, no downside risk, they get the guaranteed death benefit, and if an emergency comes up, they can get the money back that they put in and possibly some gains as well. Very unique out there. We call it the smart money concept, okay? So we use our Rapid Builder a lot for those scenarios, okay? On the far right-hand side, that is our Legacy Optimizer. That is a single premium index universal life plan. What you're going to use that for, again, is that lazy or dead money where, they have in a bank, CD, checking account, money market, and if you ask the client, what do you want to do with this money? What's your ultimate goal? And they say, my ultimate goal is I want to pass it on to my heirs the best way possible. Well, what's better than tax-free death benefit using life insurance? Okay, what's really good about the Legacy Optimizer, it's basically just a phone interview and some knockout questions. So it's no blood or urine or anything like that. And where we have a lot of success is quite a few of the annuity agents out there had actually made the transition into writing this instead of annuities because of the tax-free death benefit that you get. And with the minimal underwriting, that has actually become even kind of a bigger thing here at North American to use that Legacy Optimizer. So those are our products on the IUL side. Kind of in a nutshell, where you would use them, kind of the bells and whistles, a little bit of them. But I do want to tell you also, why would you use our product line on the IUL versus some of the others out there? Well, first thing is on our Index Universal Life plans, we have a minimum guarantee. We call it a true up of 2.5%. What does that mean? Okay. We know that people right now are pretty conservative. They're looking for upside potential, no downside risk, right? What we do have is 2.5% true up. So every 10 years, we look back through somebody's policy if they have an IUL with us, and if they have not averaged 2.5% per year, we will true it up to show that they have. As far as I know, we still have the highest minimum account value or true up in the industry. Next thing is the interest bonus that I mentioned earlier, like on our Builder Plus of 1% that we have in year 11. We actually have it on other plans too, like the Guarantee Builder, on the Rapid Builder. Those are 0.75%. With the Guarantee Builder, begins in year 11. The Rapid Builder begins in year 16. What's important about that? Well, another part of it is that it's a guaranteed interest bonus. So other companies out there might have some sort of interest bonus, but you have to look at it because a lot of the times it's not guaranteed. With us, it is. Depending on what product, they're a little bit different. Like I said, 0.75 for a couple of them, and then there's 1% for the Builder Plus. But you definitely want to be looking at all these sort of guarantees, that you can get with our products versus other ones. Variable interest rate loans. When it comes to the IUL world, that's the majority of the people are using IULs, and what they want to do is utilize the variable interest rate loans because you can earn positive arbitrage on the money that you're loaning, okay? Now, with us, we have a cap. We cap our variable interest rate loan of 6%, okay? There's a lot of carriers out there that might say, hey, we have a variable interest rate loan of only 5%. That's better than North Americans. Well, technically speaking, right now, we're actually only charging 4%, but we cap it at 6%. Some companies do not have a cap. Okay, so they can actually inflate that at some point. That's something you definitely want to be paying attention to when you're trying to choose, hey, what product, what carrier I want to go with when it comes to the IUL world. Okay. Now, another part of this is we do daily index sweeps. And what that means is, let's say that your client chooses the S&P 500. Okay, we will actually put their funds in the it's not in the S&P 500 technically speaking, but we will start gauging it instantly with the S&P 500. Okay, so that if like you start a policy on January 1st, the client does, and you choose the S&P 500, it starts right there with the S&P 500. A lot of other companies, they make you put it in the fixed account for a certain amount of period because they might only do these what we call sweeps once a week, twice a month, something like that, but we do it daily, so your money is working for you right away for the clients. Also, some of these companies make you put it in some portion of it in the fixed account, okay? If you're choosing your options, your index options, they say, hey, you have to have at least 25% of your account in the fixed account. We don't do that. You can choose 100% in the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones or whatever the client wants to choose. Another thing too with us is we have that protected death benefit. What that is for somebody who down the road, if a client wants to change the death benefit that they want protected in our IULs, they could actually change it. They could decrease it. And what that does is it sort of protects them if they're taking out loans and stuff like that, so it doesn't lapse. Now, other companies might have some sort of over loan protection, but the majority of them do not have the protected death benefit like we have. And then one more thing is that we have that interest multiplier on the Builder Plus, that 10% interest multiplier, and that's guaranteed as well. When it comes to looking at these IULs, you want to be looking at what levers can insurance companies move, okay? You want to look at these guarantees. And part of it is this, the Index Universal Life world has kind of turned into a little bit of an illustration war. Well, a lot of that isn't based on their guarantees, it's more on hypotheticals. So what you want to do is when you're looking at your carriers, products that you want to choose for your clients, make sure you're looking at the moving parts and look at the guarantees, and we really shine on the guaranteed part of this. On the left-hand side, you can see our custom guarantee. That is just our plain Jane GUL. It's the low-cost guaranteed death benefit to age 120. Nothing really more into that, not really any cash value or anything. And then here below, you can see we do have the Advantage term. Term is term, right? That's what most people say. Here's the thing with us, though, is our conversion options are the best I've seen in the industry because you can convert to any of our permanent plans at any time during the policy. Let's say you have a 15-year term plan. You can go to any of our currently sold like IULs or permanent plans, and a lot of the other carriers out there say, hey, you know what? We have a conversion option too, but a lot of the times it's an inferior product that they make you convert to. With us, you can do it with any of ours. Another part that's really critical is that if you have term with us and you convert in the first 5 years, you get the accelerated benefits that we have built into the term plan. That just goes right with the permanent plan that you're taking over now. Okay, a lot of the companies, they make you do some sort of underwriting or something like that. If you do it with us in the first 5 years, you don't have to do that. And then you can see on the right-hand side, we have that survivorship. Ours doesn't have, it's not a true second to die, so it's used more for accumulation and stuff like that. So if you guys want any more information on that, obviously you can read it during this at a glance. But the next thing I do want to show you is a microsite that we have created. And this is for anything that you would need North American besides an application. You don't need a login, you don't need a password to get in here, but what I want to show you is how we sort of built this so you can kind of navigate around there and all those sort of things. You can see right here, if you look at the top, we have a section called Sales Concepts. So here at North American, we are we're a big proponent of sales concepts because sales concepts are really the most important thing for clients. You know, if you go and tell them, hey, I'm going to sell you some life insurance, you know, that's not really exciting, right? And they might be like, nah, I don't really need to talk about life insurance. But if you come to them with something called, hey, I have an idea for retirement planning, if you scroll down here, this talks about how you can use an Index Universal Life plan for retirement planning. You can see on the right-hand side, it has the marketing guide, it has the client brochure, we have case studies, there's a 2-minute video at the top that's client-friendly, and then we even put the client profile, ages 30 to 60, need for death benefit protection, middle to high income earner. Okay, it gives you some helpful tips. It gives you the retirement planning client profile on the right-hand side. And you'll see that all of these are built the same way on here, whether it's our products or sales concepts. But again, these are the things that really help the clients out there. It's conceptual more than just talking about a product. Yes, the ultimate result is probably going to be a life insurance sale, but it really starts with the concept because that's really what's going to be able to help them in the future. So I'll show you the product part of this as well. So let's say you want to talk about the Index Universal Life. You need the marketing parts for this. Let's say the Builder Plus. It's our flagship product. There's all the marketing materials on the right-hand side. Marketing guide, client brochure, tip sheet on how to sell it, and we even have our own site built around it, all those sort of things. Okay? Now, here's one thing I haven't touched on yet. Life insurance, living benefits. So this has become a critical part of life insurance in the past few years, since a lot of the companies out there that were selling things like long-term care kind of priced themselves out of it. There's barely any companies out there selling long-term care right now. So a lot of the life insurance companies have sort of taken a hold of the critical, chronic, and terminal illness and put them into their plans. Okay, so we've done that. Now, a lot of the other companies have done that too. Here's a little bit of the difference. Some of the other companies, what they do is they're going to charge you up front to tap into these accelerated benefits in case something happens, critical, chronic, terminal illness. Okay, we don't. What we do is we do it on the backside. And here's the reason why we do the charging or our discounting method on the backside is because why are we going to charge somebody for something that they might not ever use? Okay, these other companies, they're just charging you up front and whether you use it or not. So we've taken a different path. We say, hey, you know what? We're just going to put these in our plans and we're not going to charge you up front, but you know, if something does come up, we'll just charge them on the backside instead. Okay. And there's been a major shift because of a lot of those long-term care companies getting out of the business, not selling those sort of things. So companies like us have implemented the accelerated benefits into our plans. Now, again, we have it for critical, chronic, and terminal illness. They're a little bit different in each one of our plans. I'm not going to get into that part of it right now, but you'll be able to go on to this microsite and you can look at each product and how the accelerated benefits work. One thing that I do want to stress is that if you are doing illustrations or something like that, you can actually show what's called a changing needs report based on the illustration. So if you run an illustration, let's say it's our Builder Plus, and you wanted to give somebody an idea of what they would be able to accelerate, you know, getting that money out early, accelerating your death benefit for a critical, chronic, or terminal illness event, you can do that. Okay, so that's something that quite a few agents and advisors are using out there right now, because now, like with these life insurance products becoming kind of a Swiss Army knife, type of product, death benefit, you can get tax-free loans, and now with the accelerated benefits, you definitely want to start using that changing needs report. Okay, so now I want to show you, this is we have our web events listed here as well. So if you want to go to anything that we have coming up or any of our recorded ones, they're all listed right here. So if you want to learn about our web-based software, you can go right here. Here's all the recordings of all the other ones. If you want to go, learn about living benefits in the term product, you can watch it right here anytime. Okay. Retirement planning, you can watch that as well. So that's under our web events section. And then let's go just to the technology one really quick. Obviously, social media is critical right now. There's quite a few people who are using Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Gainfully, all those sort of things. So you could read about that on here. Now, under technology, we also have the right-of-way underwriting. What that is, it's sort of a simplified way of doing the underwriting, right? It just speeds things up. So what we do for clients who are ages 18 to 50 and under $1 million in coverage, they can qualify for our right-of-way underwriting, okay? So this is only done through the e-application. It's really a less invasive way of doing things. And what we do is we review it right away. Once this e-application comes in, we have an underwriting team that does a little background check on it, LexisNexis, all those sort of things. And if they decide like, hey, we can actually give this client an offer right now, they can do that without any blood or urine or anything like that. So that's our right-of-way process. Ages 18 to 50, it has to be done through our e-app, which is right up here. Simple submit. So our simple submit, again, it is the e-application. You can do it on the North American website, or if you're appointed with IMS, you can do it through their website, and it just ties right into them. But I would definitely be taking advantage of this because that's the way things are going right now. E-application, I'm thinking at some point it probably will be full e-app. And you can use the simple submit for basically any of our plans at this point besides our survivorship plan. So I would definitely take advantage of that if you can. And let's see. And then our web-based illustrations. So if you are interested in learning how to run your own illustrations, we have these tip sheets. We have a guide here. You can do it right on our website. You can do it through iPipeline. That is, if you're not using WinFlex or something like that, this is the place where you would run all of your illustrations using North American. It is right on the website. Once you get appointed, you'll get a login and a password. You can get on there, and then you can run any illustration you would need. And then, either IMS or myself could help you through anything that you might need when it comes to these illustrations. So, Sandy, that's really what I had. Okay. Like I said, I wanted to go through the products where you would use them, and then just make sure that they see that microsite, see that we have the right-of-way process, the simple submit, and all those sort of things. You have any comments or questions on these at all?
Yeah, so let me send out just one more poll question and we'll get to questions itself.
Sure.
So I'm going to switch the screen over to myself.
Okay.
And on this poll question, it's just if you're not already contracted with North American, would you like to get contracted? One of the questions is, depending on your surrender charges, is the true up walk away money?
Yes. So that's a really good question. So what we do, whether you've been in our product for 3 years or 13 years, we still honor the true up. So let's say that you've been in there for 3 years, right? We will look back, and if you haven't averaged that 2.5%, we will true it up at that point. Okay?
So also wanted to just remind everyone again, that right-of-way program or simplified issue up to age 50, that is on all their products. It's term, UL, IUL, the single premium life product. Just a reminder, anyone who may be writing annuities with North American, not only are they strong on those fixed and index annuities, however, they're equally as strong on their life products. So can't stress enough, great opportunity. Would love to send out any quotes. We have direct access to all of their underwriters. So for some reason something comes in that we need to discuss, we have direct access with them. All of the cases or all of the policies are overnighted. So you get that policy as soon as that application is approved and issued. Again, any additional questions, please let us know. Everyone will be receiving a recorded version of this webinar. You'll have that later on this afternoon. I'll personally get in contact with each and every one of you. And again, answer any additional questions you have, run any quotes that you may need. AJ is a great resource on sending information out. Again, any questions though, please send those direct to IMS and we'll be happy to help you. AJ, greatly appreciate it. You did such a great job. We don't have any additional questions on that. And again, I hope everyone has a great, safe, and happy week. AJ, anything else?
I don't believe so. The one thing I would say too is that if you don't know a little bit of the history of North American, is we are actually privately held. Okay, so we actually don't have shareholders to answer to or anything like that. So we can do things a little bit different on our product line that a lot of the other big insurance companies that you hear out there do to theirs, because they are publicly traded. So they might do things with a knee-jerk reaction a little bit more than we do. We are more calculated. We take our time because we can. We're privately held. Nobody really tells us what to do. We kind of just figure it out on our own. And if you're going to be writing with North American and IMS, you're in good hands.
Well, again, everyone, I appreciate it. AJ, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule too. And, we'll continue to have these webinars with North American. It's a great opportunity. Let's make sure that we have them in your portfolio for the year, because you will absolutely, and your clients will absolutely need it. And it's a great fit for everyone. Again, everyone, thank you so much and have a great week.
Have a great week, everyone.